Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of wine and an old dirt road, and you're ready to go if you want to. Welcome. Hey, thanks for joining us today. Live Music Nation Podcast Festival Edition. I'm your host, Jake Gill. Today, we are with Carmen. She is with the Black Swamp Arts Festival. Carmen, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I was super excited.
Carmen, give us a little background on you. Where'd you grow up? And talk a little bit about your family and career.
Ooh, man. So I grew up actually not too far from where the Black Swamp Arts Festival is held, literally like 10 minutes from Bowling Green. And that's probably about like a half hour south of Toledo, near like Dayton and Sandusky, Detroit, all that stuff, all that good stuff. Um, so I actually am a social media marketer. I do a little bit of graphic design, kind of a little bit everywhere in the creative space. This is a really exciting time to be a part of social media, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of that stuff both for the festival and like in my actual career. Went to college for graphic design, ended up having this kind of fall in my lap. So
All right, very
really
good.
cool thing to be a part of.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's jump into the festival, the when and the where. When and where is it?
So it is in downtown Bowling Green, Ohio, September 8th, 9th, and 10th of this year. Uh, oh, picked a bad hairstyle for my headphones. I'm going to be messing with these all day. So it'll be the weekend after Labor Day. If you can't make it out this year, it's always the weekend after Labor Day. So
Sure.
make sure you save those dates in your calendar.
All right, Black Swamp. Where'd the name come from?
So not too sure how versed you are in Ohio's history, but we actually, the whole Toledo, Sandusky-ish area used to be called the Great Black Swamp. So it literally was a swamp. So when we created the festival back in 1993, we kind of coined that name and just kind of let the nickname speak for itself.
All right, very good. Three questions that our listeners always. This just helps them get the visual because they can't see it. So I want to know what it looks like. I want to know what it smells like, meaning food, and then I want to know what it sounds like, music, environment, activities going around.
Oh my God. So, that's a very loaded question, especially when it comes to food. Like there's a lot of different types of food, but a lot of the festival goers always love, and you'll hear it just by looking at our, or you'll see it rather, just looking at our different social media posts.
Uh-huh.
They love there's a beef tip vendor. They sell just steak bites, garlic mashed potatoes, and sauteed mushrooms. That's what they do. They serve it in a little bowl. Everybody loves the beef tips, and you can smell it all the way down Main Street. They are so good. So that's kind of the vibe you get from smells. You get funnel cakes. At one point, we did have alligator bites. I don't know if they're
Right.
coming back this year. We've got mini donuts, all kinds of different things. Um, just kind of over in the Main Street area, back by the main stage. So we have three big stages for music,
Okay.
and they're on both sides of the festival and right in the back by all of the food. So it's very, I wouldn't say loud, but very musical. And we try not to have them super close together so you can hear each of the artists. Some of them
Sure.
are performing at the same time, but it's so much fun, and you can feel it and you can see it as you're walking down Main Street and looking at all the artists. All the artists always have a good time. Everyone who visits has a great time. It's a very family friendly event, dog friendly as well. We do have the little doggy water stations available if you want to bring your dog. We have a big youth arts tent, which everybody loves. Very unique items to make and take for both. If you want to do it, I highly
Right.
suggest it. A lot of the college kids come out and they actually participate in the crafts we have at the youth arts tent. And we also have a teen engagement area. So the teens that come out also have something to do where they have some of their friends will participate in the competitions that we have. There is a vocal ensemble competition. There's a chalk mural designing competition, which is really fun. Everybody loves, we call it Chalk Walk.
Uh-huh.
Everybody loves that competition. It's a lot of fun.
No, that sounds cool. That's cool. Let's talk about overall purpose of this festival. When it was designed, what was the overall purpose of it?
So when we first created the festival back in 1993, we wanted to help promote the arts in the area. Not sure how much you know about the Toledo area, but in terms of Ohio, kind of where we are, you think of the three C's. So Cincinnati, Columbus, Cleveland.
Yep.
And then you have Detroit up in the north. All of those are very artistically driven communities.
Okay.
And Toledo's kind of just out in the center. We have a very small community for arts, but it is very, very vibrant. We wanted a place where we could showcase that.
Okay.
So we gathered together and we decided to hone in on all of our local stuff. But then as we started to grow, we wanted to get more like nationally involved. So we opened our juried art show and we have all kinds of national artists come through. They love the festival. It's we get all kinds of different input every single year on how we can improve and make it better, and we just keep reaching for the stars. It's so much fun to see how we've evolved over the years
Uh-huh.
from
Good.
this
Good.
teeny little
Talk
thing.
about some of the nonprofits that get involved.
The nonprofits that get involved. So we ourselves are actually a nonprofit. So
Okay.
we always try to get as many different nonprofits involved as possible. We have a lot of um, so what we kind of like to do, especially because we, like I said, we like to grow and evolve over the years. We have a really good catering department for all of our musicians, our artists as well. All of the food that we cannot use, we donate it
Uh-huh.
to our local food pantries.
There you
So
go.
they always get involved. They like helping out with that. We get a lot of different volunteer organizations that come through. Kiwanis, our local Kiwanis chapter, uh, I believe they sponsor the Youth Arts Tent. We
Mhm.
also have the Rotary Club, which sponsors Chalk Walk. So just a bunch of different places like to sponsor and get involved. We have one of the biggest organizations for volunteering, or the biggest spots for volunteering, is our beer garden. And we have all kinds of different volunteer organizations just take up big chunks and volunteer at the beer garden because it's a big um, community atmosphere there. They like to get involved. That's kind of how they get other people involved in what they do.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. Couple fun questions, Carmen, here before we let you get to work. Uh, because we tour the nation, we meet a lot of people. We hear a lot of different forms of music as it goes through there. When we do shows with other people, I like to get, this is just your personal preference. Okay. Best concert you've ever seen your entire life.
Ooh, um, so I'm gonna two different ones.
Okay.
One with Black Swamp Arts Festival, and then one is gonna be completely different. I personally am a big rock fan.
Okay.
Love Linkin Park. They're probably one of my top five bands ever. When I got to go and see when Chester Bennington passed, they did their Linkin Park and Friends concert to help memorialize him. That was probably, bar none, the best concert I've ever been to. I got to see a bunch of different people come together and perform those songs. That was amazing. And just the atmosphere of all the fans around. And kind of going off of that, probably one of my favorite Black Swamp Festival artists has to be the Common Heart.
Okay.
They perform the past 2 years. They really get the crowd going. At one point, they brought everyone, because they were headlining last year, they brought everyone who had been on before them back on stage. And for this big finale, it was so cool. And then all the crowd got into it, even if they didn't know who the Common Heart was, they definitely did after this. So if you haven't heard the Common Heart, if you haven't had a chance to go check out a show, definitely they're a band to put on your radar.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Dead or alive, you get to see one musical act. Who would it be?
It would probably be, it's that that classic rock nature, I gotta go with the Beatles. Like
Oh, there you go.
that's I feel like
Absolutely.
that's such a cop out, but to
No,
see all
it's
four of
it's
them play
not.
live,
Yeah,
that would be
it's
so
not.
cool.
Especially when you hear so much about someone and you don't get to see them live.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We hear a lot of Elvis, we hear a lot of Prince, and we hear a lot of Beatles, and it all just makes sense. Absolutely. Perfect. Okay. How do people find out more about the Black Swamp Festival?
So we do have a website. It is blackswampfest.org, or you can go on to Instagram, Twitter. That's at Black Swamp Fest, Facebook at Black Swamp Arts Festival, and we are getting a TikTok that's also going to be Black Swamp Fest. So you can
Perfect.
find us anywhere on there. If you have any questions, shoot us a DM, shoot us an email. We are very responsive.
Very good. Very good. Carmen, thanks for joining us today. I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of wine and an old dirt road, and you're ready to go if you want to.